chasing happiness and everywhere we can, living in the moment like a never-ending dance. Chasing happiness, not a single day is planned. Together we are stronger, hand in hand. Laughing with my friends, echoes in the park, joy that never ends, even when it's dark. Stars shine in the night, mirror in our eyes. Everything feels right underneath the skies. We're chasing happiness and everywhere we can, living in the moment like a never-ending dance. Chasing happiness, not a single day is planned. Together we are stronger, hand in hand. Hand in hand. Laughing with my friends, echoes in the park, joy that never ends, even when it's dark. Stars shine in the night, mirror in our eyes. Everything feels right underneath the skies. We're chasing happiness and everywhere we can, living in the moment like a never-ending dance. Chasing happiness, not a single day is planned. Together we are stronger, hand in hand. Hand in hand. Hand in hand.
Sparking nights in the dark night glow. Flashbacks from the track, watch the past unfold. Got a story to tell of courage untold. Rise up from memories, watch us take control. Echoes of yesterday feed our fight. From shadows to light, we'll take flight. In this race, embrace our might. Hold our dreams, got the future in sight. Rise up high, let courage unbind. Erase the past, keep future in mind. Every step forward, no looking behind. We own this moment, leave fear confined. Sparking nights in the dark night glow. Flashbacks from the
Let's see here. I'm going to add myself here because I did not realize that I wasn't even on there. So anyway, why don't I just go ahead and bring him on and let him introduce, because he's got such a fantastic, like I said, experience with this. So Patrick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I can hear you okay. Okay, great. Welcome. Yes. So excited. So I kind of went into, as you could hear, your background. You have such an impressive background. We talked before, paranormal, 30 years is unbelievable. So I just kind of like to I know that there's so much stuff there that I want to give you credit for. So I missed, obviously, a huge portion of that. So I just kind of like to get your, if you want to just kind of give everybody your background and your updated resume, that'd be pretty awesome.
Cool.
I definitely think
Oh my God! Well, the resume has me a while, but I've been doing paranormal for years and years. And I didn't just want to be a paranormal researcher, investigator, ghost hunter guy. I just kind of fell into it because I grew up in actually a haunted house and a murder house, and my mother was very psychic and sensitive, and then I just experienced so much stuff going on as I grew up as a kid. And it just got worse and worse. Sorry, I grew up in a house that was a murder house. So basically, my father bought a great deal of a house back in the 60s, and somebody got killed and chopped up and murdered, and all the body parts was thrown around the house. And he ended up getting it, and then things just kept happening, and the body parts, most of them were buried around the house and never recovered.
Oh wow! So did you know that going into this? You guys are going?
No, I was a kid back then. I was maybe 11, 12 years old. I didn't know what the hell was going on, and it more or less started as well, not only that, the land that my father had bought the house on was all Indian ground, a sacred ground. It was all bulldozed over to have other houses put in the area. So that didn't really help at all. And the natives were just, all these spirits were just attacking and creating all kinds of havoc. But basically, the story happened that a guy named Greg Barrett was dating this woman, the daughter of the family, and the family didn't like the guy, didn't want anything to do with him, and the guy kind of went nuts and psycho. And he said, "Well, if I can't have her, nobody can." And he ended up taking an axe and attacking the parents, killing the mother, the father, and then killing the daughter, his girlfriend. And he was this was back in the late in the 70s. So back then, and then he just got charged and put to obviously he chopped up different body parts, left them everywhere and all around the house, and then he got charged and put in jail for the next 25 to 30 years. And this was all in the news, in the local news. And as the house was being put together and rebuilt and resold, my father decided, wow, this is a great deal. And in those days, nobody really cared about murders because nothing was really disclosed. Some guy died here. Whatever. My dad was in the war. He didn't care. He killed all those people were killed, so it didn't really matter. And he never really believed in ghosts. He was very, a Bible thumper, a Christian. So
okay, yeah, back then though, you're right, because that was not, it was not.
Yeah, so things just started happening, you hear voices and sounds, and when you're a younger kid, right, things are attracted to you, right? So it just got from footsteps to things moving around and doors opening and closing and sounds and voices, and it just escalated, and I could never figure out why, because I was just a kid. How do I know what the hell was going on? I was like, what am I supposed to do about it? So it just got worse as it went on, and I think it was a mixture between a demon entity and a portal, and entities coming through and ghosts all together at once. So my whole street was weird because the street name was Ludgate Drive, and I investigated this stuff. And if you look in England, London, England, Ludgate is the main village and the street that goes all the way to Stonehenge. In England. So I was like, oh my God, all these things are going on. And my whole street was just paranormally fucked up. It's like everything was just happening. People were dying on every house and getting killed off. And entities are attacking, and there's giant griffins and things, and winged bats and winged giant Oh man, everything was going on in my house. And this was before movies were even done in the 70s. So I experienced things that were crawling up the walls, through the walls, coming through the walls with hands, blood dripping down, and everything else. My dad goes, "Oh yeah, I guess we just need some new paint on the walls." And it was all full of blood. Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine.
And
So how old were you?
I was maybe about 12 years old. And it's just like my mother would open the closet, like the kitchen doors, and like, there'd be blood spots coming off the doors and dripping down. It was also later found out it was glucose, sugar of the blood. Sugar, your sugar blood turns into
Right.
sugar, so it was dripping like syrup. She'd always wake it up, and it would still happen. She had a cellar, a fruit cellar, and she'd go down there and things would be dripping off the ceiling, blood it would be on the floor, and she goes down and wipe it up and be happening again. So it was just nuts. And then anyway, apparently the guy chopped up these bodies, and left them around the house. And
So how many bodies do they know?
well, there were three. They found some of the torso, not that they found the head and other things, but not the rest of the bodies. So it got worse because I would hear like literally a trunk being dragged across the floor in the basement, and screeching and axes chopping, and my dad would never hear anything. He's going like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And I said, "Don't you hear that?" It was just bizarre shit, right? So also
Yeah.
my room was always freezing cold. It could be 80 degrees outside. My whole side, the wall on the north side was all freezing cold. I always get like, things coming through. And I think the worst thing is when I was a kid, I did a show called My Ghostly Encounters, if you've ever seen it. And it
Yes.
was one of
Yes.
the episode called Buried Secrets, where it was all about me and growing up as a kid. And the closet door used to have these heavy wooden doors. It was,
Mm-hmm.
hard to open, hard to close. And it'd be like 2, 3 in the morning, and I would wake up and I'd look, and there'd be like beady little red eyes looking at you, about 4 feet tall. Like, oh my
Oh my
god!
god.
And it's screaming. So my dad always, there's nothing here. There's always like, and he was a devout Christian, so he thought I was bringing evil and demons and shit into the house, right?
Oh right.
So
Yeah.
the worst problem was I ended up starting getting beat up from him and whipped by a belt and a
Oh
Bible. And when I was like getting into hard like rock music and Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin,
man.
he
Mm-hmm.
says the devil's music, and I would always
Oh
close
man.
my door. So he always like ended up putting me in the closet and beating me and whipping me and all that stuff and leaving me in there to get the devil out of me. Oh, it
You know,
wasn't
as
trash.
crazy as this sounds, I understand. Like when I was growing up, like I told you, I grew up seeing spirits, and my mom was ready to call a priest to have an exorcist done. And I said, "This is the craziest thing ever." So I shut down. But yeah, back then that's how it was. You're right.
And they thought you were nuts to lock you up if you were talking about this stuff, right? All the ghosts and
Mm-hmm.
paranormal and stuff and everything happening. So it started off as they say, ghost activity. It just got worse and worse and worse. Um, and I guess it was attracted to me because when you're young, you're a teenager, you're attracted to, you're open to things,
Yeah, you're not shut
and
down.
everything was coming through. So I mean, I was just trying to get through it and get through my life, but I was mostly my dad was like a devout Christian, so he thought I was bringing all this in, causing stuff to happen. And the weirdest stuff too was, of course, like he'd lock his door in the bed. Like I had a big hallway, and he'd lock the door for his bedroom, and I was open to like all these things coming down the hall, a giant creature, like to my room and everything else attacking me.
That is
So
insane.
it was nuts. I literally had to put rocks on my bed covers to stop the things from pulling off my bed covers and pulling me onto the floor. And the weirdest thing that
Oh my
ever
god.
the weirdest thing also happened, like at night, my whole floor would turn into a swamp. Like I'm serious, like you'd see like some mist rising, and you hear crickets and flies and coming around, and it was like a bog. I step out of my bed and it was like 6 inches of water just walking through a swamp, and I have
That's
pictures of that. It's
insane.
just bizarre. And then I started walking further, and nothing was there. It just disappeared. It was just like totally nuts. And then I think also the worst part was we had one of those organs where you playable organs where the rhythmic things. My dad was into
Yeah.
that. It was unplugged. It would be playing weird shit. It was like
Oh
going
man.
playing by itself. All those demon things are coming, and like, oh my god. So
So your mom, you said she's sensitive, right? So was she able to kind
she
of
was
tune into
actually
some of
attacked
it?
by demon activity and demon entities and held down and almost choked to death.
Wow.
And she believed in stuff. So my house was definitely infected, and all these things I was related to the media and TV in the 70s and the 80s because that's how where all the real stuff came from. Like that's impossible, when Poltergeist came out and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
that's where they got the stories come because we were actually the ones experiencing it. It wasn't made up; it was all real.
Yeah.
And
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. So
even
tell me
after I left the house years later, my dad sold it. Still things were going on there. Um, the worst thing that was really happening that was one day my brother and I got really now we were in our like 15s or 16 years old or 17, sorry, and we got really brave and go, well, this is like we know there's kind of like things happening. We know that the body parts were put around the house, so we had this bright idea, my brother and I, to say, okay, one day because my parents always went away on the weekend. One day, let's just go and dig up the whole bushes and the rose and all the stuff right by the side of my house where things are happening. So we started doing that. we got a couple of kids. We got
oh my
shovels.
God.
We're done digging everything and digging it all on a Saturday. And then all of a sudden, like we went about 3 feet down and we had this thump, a big bang, like we hit something. And we looked down and it was this big kind of plastic bag, heavy, thick bag. And you could look on it with a tied rope. And it was looked like it was all blood and like a head in there and all body parts. I'm going, oh my God. So everybody runs
There's
away.
really did you find body parts?
Yeah. And it's like, I didn't know what to
Oh
do because
my
back then I thought, oh crap. We only realized that when my dad could be charged with murder, right? Or something, accessory. So
God, it's
me
not
being
bad.
a stupid, we go, well, that smelled really good, and we end up. Everybody ran away, and we ended up starting piling all the dirt back up again. We just left it.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, oh
Are you
my god, it's
what do you
still
do
there
with
to
that
this
though?
day. Yeah, so I had psychics verify it, and there's been through like 10 families that have all kinds of things going on at this house.
That's
Yeah,
insane. So
it's
it
just
stayed with the house and you said it was near like a Native American burial
it
ground?
was all Native Indian ground that was all buried
Oh,
over. So you have the native Indians coming through and trying to protect stuff and then
yeah.
blaming you and attacking through the basement and all kinds of stuff was going on. Yeah.
What did they say when they came in? So you had people kind of come through your house and they're, like a medium and tell you like
Well,
what did they pick up on?
nobody really knew what a psychic was back then, and nobody knew what witches were because there were pagan witches that were trying to help. So I just got verification from a lot of this was happening, and to try and clear it, but it wasn't really. It was hard because everything was possessed anyways. So luckily, when I finally left, and when it was my dad sold the house, I was so thankful to leave, and I have gone visited back a couple times. Um, but there is still, demon. I've actually been warned. I've heard it like a giant voice said, "Don't come back," stuff like that. So it's just bizarre. And this was
So it
going on in the
connected with you.
70s and 80s, right?
Those are the good years. I said so you were obviously like when I've gone into haunted places, it seems like certain people are attacked, like because they kind of relate or they kind of. Where did you fit into all that?
Well, I wanted to find out why, and I guess I've always been attached to that. So spirits are coming through to talk to me, or I'm like clear audio. So I hear things, I hear the whole conversations. I mean, they can sense and see things, but you have major conversation with ghosts. For everything, I just got all
Yeah.
kinds of.
Oh yeah.
That's how I got
They got a lot
hundreds of.
to say too.
Yeah, that's how I got hundreds of EVP recordings, and I've just been really, really good at capturing stuff and I delved into the audio side of things because back then I became a sound engineer in the 80s and 90s. And I learned about all kinds of sounds and recordings and how to record sounds and video properly, not the way things are compressed now, but in the old days when they had the digital tapes and they had to tape them together and working in
Right.
studios. So I was right into that whole thing. Um, and then recording and then verifying and actually talking to the ghosts. And that's how I really got into that. So I later got a job working into sound engineer and sound audio for TV shows and TV stations. working with City TV Television, CBC Canada, and I became a sound engineer. So that's really my forte where I came into that. But on the whole investigation thing, I really like delving into and recording it. So I got amazing stuff that was just coming out, talking to me and swearing off. And I had one ghost say, "You're psychic, and why do you want to talk to me?" And all this, and they were dead. And they tell me you're dead. And I've got all kinds of sounds and everything else that I've had on my website for many years, or I can send to you. And there's some on my Instagram. But
I
I
would
took
love to
most of
put
them
it
off.
on our
Took most of them
website.
off because
Check it out.
when you start getting known, people start stealing them for themselves. So I took most of the EVPs off because now people want everything for themselves, right? So it's pretty hard. The content wise, I have my BurlingtonGhostWalks.ca, which has phenomenal, fantastic photos that I've caught over the years. And I also do run Burlington Ghost Walks, a ghost tour for the last 20 years in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. So I've been doing that for the last longest time.
That's amazing. Wow. So you stay right in it. Did it ever? I know you said you grew up in it, so I mean that's some pretty intense like activity right there for especially 12 years old. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I know like in my experience they don't stop. Like when they want something or like it was really hard for me to kind of control it. And so they would like come, want me to give messages to people, want me to do all this. And like I said, my mom's on the border of calling the priest and doing an exorcist. Like I didn't, I just didn't know what to do with it. How did you handle all that?
Well, I had to, like yourself, I had to go to psychics to actually learn how to turn it off because it
Yeah.
was just bombarding me like all the time. Everybody wants to talk to me and come through, right? So it was very overwhelming to understand, well, what's going on? I'm in this world and then the paranormal world. I'm walking between worlds all the time. And I could literally see stuff and things coming to me and then, getting messages coming through and oh my God. So I just
They
learned to
are.
like
They're
really,
persistent too.
yeah, and they want to break you down. That was my main problem. I was really, they want to destroy you and possess you and break you down. So that was happening a lot when I was growing up. Not the fact that I was also getting beat up by my father and everything else,
And
and
that
nobody
probably didn't
believed.
help though. Like, I mean, attracting it, like stuff like that. You hear about that a
Yeah,
lot.
I don't know. It's just like because I was very sensitive and open, right, and very spiritual. I became very spiritual because I also learned about grounding, and stones and crystals, and how to do it, and eventually how to investigate and get rid of spirits and clear them. So, got really, really good at that, and I started doing investigations later on in the years, helping people out with other ghosts and hauntings, and how to. And most of my problems is I've also been around a lot of face-to-face demonic activity right in my face, right attacking me. I got cut up, I got bit, I got almost strangled. Like, oh my God. Yeah,
They
the
get
demonic
real.
forces really took over for sure on a lot of cases that I had. And it was um, one of the main things that was featured on was my rock guitar. My guitar was possessed and haunted by a demon entity. So that was in Brad Steiger's book on ghost hauntings and haunted places. Brad Steiger, a famous author who was in England, London, England, and that came out several years ago. And it's just a phenomenal story about my haunted guitar and how this thing got possessed in my guitar and how I bought it. And it came from an actual bar that was burned down. Everything was burned to a crisp, and this guitar was the only one standing in perfect condition. So
Oh,
I ended up buying it at a pawn shop, and it just took over again. More things came through, and it's like, oh my God, all the stories is like crazy, crazy shit.
you're like living in a portal.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I feel
that's
like I'm in a movie all the time. I've been chased down by ghosts and demons and UFOs and alien activity and abducted. So, oh shit, if you find anything about about me about all over the internet, I've had all my shit kicked out of me for sure for life for doing all that way.
and then it goes right along with it though, and a lot of people think but it really does. I find like I mean it. I had one time it was just once I had something attached. It was hard to get rid of. It really was, and I remember I went to because I too had to go to and learn how to control it, and because it's right in your face and you don't know. It's like so you're sitting there and you got stuff pounding and going on around you, and then people are sitting there, and so you're kind of like, oh yeah, great, and just to kind of ignore
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going
So
on,
anyway, I guess because I'm very informative and very knowledgeable, and I have a background in journalism, I get involved with a lot of authors, and then TV or the early days, and I got together with John Robert Colombo, who writes a lot of the main famous books in Ontario and Canada called Haunted Ontario, and I got a lot of my stories related to his books. And John was an author, so he'd take me out on all his investigations. Go, what do you pick up here? What do you pick up here? Let's do investigations. So he'd be the writer, and I'd be the paranormal guy, investigating and researching it. So we did pretty good. And he's very famous in that sense. And I hooked up with Terry Boyle, who was also a famous author for the last many years. He died. He's dead now, but we were also working with his books, Haunted Ontario, Canada, and did a lot of the research and the stories from that. So I was with him on his investigations and his tours in Port Severn, Ontario, and it was really good because it was very knowledgeable, and we got a lot of tours going, and we were doing tours, special ghost tours at this place called the Inn of the Falls in Bracebridge, Ontario, Canada. It was just fantastic stuff. So this all led to more media, TV shows, and my first major show that I got involved with back in the 80s when I started getting onto this was a show called Creepy Canada. And it was all about reenactments about ghosts and hauntings and historical events going on with ghosts, the history. So, God, phenomenal. That was one of the first reality shows that came out. And you might have heard of it all over the Canada and the US. Did really well. And then it only lasted a couple of years. And then it went on. Other shows started after that. So in between that, I was also being a whole TV host and an interviewer for City TV television about ghosts, and was a paranormal guy. And then I got credited for now being known as Canada's most haunted top ghost researcher in the news and
you won me on that one. I'm not even going to argue with that.
Sorry?
I said I'm not even going to argue with that. I mean, like you literally like won me over. I mean, that kind of activity is so intense. Like that's
so I'm kind of the go-to guy, but I help people out. I don't do this for fame or fortune or money. I'm always doing this as a passion. I never got rich on it. I just always do it to help people and to learn and explore. And that's really it. A lot of people are in this for money. Oh, I'm going to get my 10 minutes of fame. It's not about that. It's like the paranormal. You can never know what's going on. You'll never know what it is because it's something on the other side. Right? So people, all these ghost people start coming around, and people say, I'm a ghost guy, I'm a ghost investigator. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about because you haven't researched it. You haven't known what a ghost is, EVPs are, what the frequencies are, what the value is, how the moisture is, how dense an EVP is, how dense an orb is. Until you really learn all that and research it and study it, spirits and energy, you really have no idea. Just going into a graveyard and drinking beer and go, yeah, there's a ghost there, let's get him. It's just gone. It just went overwhelming. It just took off, or it's just got oversaturated over the news and television the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
So,
you're right about that.
And I'm true to my word and true to my background. So I had all the original stuff and on how to tune a room, how to investigate ghosts, how to put audio and recordings all over the room to get different angles, to get to analyze it, right? Spectrum analyzer, all these things. If you really want to do it seriously, that's what you should be learning, not just following Most Haunted with the Yvette screaming everywhere, or Zach Bagans saying, I'm possessed, I got a possessed bar in a hotel in a building, like it just doesn't happen like that.
Doesn't. And I was talking to, God, he drives me crazy when he does that because it's like, I think it feels like it gives it a bad name, it's like, it's not how it happens.
Exactly. And it's like most of the stuff, I have to tell everybody that what's been on TV or when you record something, it takes hours. And sometimes nothing happens for 8 hours. 8 hours, you're sitting around drinking coffee and nothing. So being a ghost researcher is pretty boring. It's the most boring thing you could ever do, but you're staying up all night, cold, freezing, and coffee and things going on, and you're in dark places and tunnels and everything. So all this, if there is something happening, it's all combined into one. And they caught this, they caught that. It's all combined. Wow, it's so fantastic, in an hour of TV. Yet if nothing happens, TV doesn't want you because they want drama. They want something to happen, so they make a lot of stuff is even made up, right, to happen. And
Oh, I know.
I've been true to my word. I've been offered millions of dollars to make things up. I go, why would I do that to wreck my reputation? I don't care because I'm doing it for the reality of it, not to make things up.
No, and you can tell that you just have such a passion about it. Like you get right into it. It's like I understand that. I love that, and it's so much stuff. People, I used to get excited. So I'm not sure what your favorite ghost hunting, but I have one of the portals that's the Huff portal. So it's like the portal wonder box. So it tunes out all the white noise, and so you can hear it. But you can go back and forth with them. It's pretty cool how it all transpires. But yeah, like get out, leave, and I'm like, nope, I'm not leaving here. So I'm probably not the best at it. I've been kicked off of ghost. I've talked about it before. The local ghost hunting group because I went through and I'm just start pounding on stuff. It's like, come on, we want to get this going here, but they'll sit for 8 hours and ask, and I'm like, nah, we want to get this going, rolling here.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's probably not the ideal way of doing it, but that's amazing. So how did you? So you said your brother, right, also experienced it with you.
He
Did he have all
he took a different. Yeah, he was more. He would took a different. His room was in. His windows were like about 7 feet up in his room, in his bedroom, and he experienced UFO activity. Things looking into his bedroom, looking through the glass, waking up. He said he experienced like devil dogs or half human, half werewolf things. He would freak out and scream all the time, and he couldn't handle it either. But he wasn't as bad as me. But I more or less started going and delving into investigating it. I know the one time that freaked him out was like we had a pool table downstairs, right, playing pool, and we were playing pool, and literally he would be, pushing his pool back cue, and he'd start hitting a thud. There was like a person standing right there, a thud that he couldn't move. The pool cue, and he goes, and there was a guy standing right there, a ghost, watching him trying to play pool, and he was hitting the body of this invisible parasite guy. You hear a thud of this person he hit with the pool. It was just bizarre shit. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that they're that solid. Because usually when I see them, they're kind of like more like translucent. Yeah. You can see through them.
And
the only time I've run into something like that is that at an Indian burial ground. That's I had to ask our Native American burial ground.
It was just like that stuff. And then like the worst thing is that we were my brother was into fishing a lot, and this goes like, well, we have a whole creek around Ontario here, or around the area that goes miles. It's called Bronny Creek, and then there's Credit Creek or Credit River. Pretty famous for fishing and hunting and stuff. So one time, my brother, we went out about 12 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night fishing, and he was right in the water with waders and deep water. And I watched him because I was just hanging out. We're just taking photos, doing whatever we want to do. And it was pretty much in the woods. We went down there and we're just fishing, and all of a sudden we hear this thing coming through the woods. Like I'm going on the other side of the bank, and I go, okay, well, it could be, a wolf, whatever. And it got bigger and bigger, and there was these giant thuds, like giant pounding footprints. Like it was just like something was coming through big. And oh my God, I've heard stories about Bigfoot and everything else. And all of a sudden, all the trees were moving across, being pulled right across. Pine trees, 50 feet up, were really ripping apart. And something screaming and coming through everything else. I go, oh my God, I'm like, holy shit. And it was big. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was screeching like a wind. Maybe it was a Wendigo. I don't know. To literally move the whole trees moving and ripping apart like that and coming for us. He literally ran out of the lake, and he jumped on me, and this thing was like I don't know, something was big, about 7-10 feet tall. Just jumped into the river and was trying to grab him. We ran up the bank and was screeching like half man, half animal thing. I don't know what the hell it was, and freaked the shit. I mean, we just ran like hell, dropped all the fishing rods, and ran to the car. And
I bet.
it didn't follow us from there. And that was the freakiest thing I've ever had. What the hell was that? And I don't know if it was an Indian, because it was native ground as well. So I think the Wendigo was there. protecting the, I know, because they're there to, as you know, the native folklore is to drag you in and drive you under and take your body and your flesh, right?
No, I didn't know
And
that all that.
consume you. So I think that's what it was, and it was native protecting it. So we ran like hell and never went back there. But that freak, I wrote that about in an article about that in a book. And oh my God, that was the scariest things I ever confronted back then. All kinds of shit.
I bet. I bet. So at what point did you kind of say like, because there comes a point you're gonna do this or you're not gonna do this, and that's pretty intense stuff right there. How did you stay without bringing that stuff with you or taking it home? It's like I've had it happen. I've had it happen.
Well, most people just run away. I want to say something and that's it. But I stay my ground, and I try to see what's happening. First of all, I have to ground myself. I'm spiritually grounded. I have stones and everything else, and I go into light. So I ask for protection before I do anything. And even on my tours I've been doing the last 20 years, I've always asked for protection. To go to an actual cemetery that's 1800 years old. In the 1800s, one of the oldest in Ontario, Canada. It's like St. Luke's, 1826, and it's still an active cemetery. So I always go and be positive in the light, right? And ask for guidance of my angel guides. But I combine history with ghosts. So I don't just talk. There's a ghost there. Like, you got to understand what it is, why it happened, what's going on. And it's
Whole
more of a
background.
historical tour that I've been famous for the last 20 years called Burlington Ghost Walks. So became very famous in the fact of all the things that have happened, and we captured it. And many people have experienced being touched, being felt, being prodded, being moved, like they've seen ghosts appear, disappear. So it's all real, and it is entertainment tourism, but it's still a part of a lot of the ghost tours that I've done.
That's amazing. So right now you're currently doing that too, right? You're still doing the ghost
I
tours.
don't do as much now. I mean, after the pandemic was really shut down everything. So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't just do Ontario. I've been down to New York. I've been down to Las Vegas. I've been doing different conventions. I did Gettysburg, the convention there, the Gettysburg Batch, which was 2019. So I mean, that whole place there again, it's haunted. If everybody wants to go down there, they have conventions every year. Just fantastic. Like the whole battlefield is still going on. Everybody's still getting killed off from the War of the 1800s, right? The
Yeah.
Battle of
Yeah.
Civil War in 1862, where over 50,000 men were killed in battle. So that's still really, really active. And I've seen shit going on. I've seen cannons go off, horses go by, guys fighting with swords, killing each other off, and it all disappears. It's like, and I got video of it, I got film of it, I got photos. It's just phenomenal. But all the ghost groups get together and we have these conventions. It's really fun, entertaining, and they have a good time and it's experience. And if you're right into that and you want to learn stuff, there's a lot of professional groups that I work with that go there, for fun. And all these, and of course,
Oh yeah.
all these are to learn and experience and research. So there's a lot of like conventions that go on, and take advantage of them, and you learn something. And if you want to be a part of the paranormal groups, it's great.
Yeah. You know what I've noticed too is that there's such cultural, even between like the United States and the UK, like with mediums and the way that we do things. Like, so have you noticed kind of some of that, like even coming to the United States or the
Um,
UK or Canada?
yeah, I mean, like that. Britain was more haunted than anything. England and Britain before anything else really happened in the U.S. So I mean, I do talk and interact with a lot of people in Britain and England. They do a lot of more ghost, not say more psychic and psychic research or psychic investigations. The mediums there are talking to the ghosts and having balls move and things move and talking to them. So there's a lot more places that are haunted. And if you watch these on live on the internet or live on TikTok and whatever, a lot of them are pretty cool to get involved with. You don't have to fly to England to be a part of it. So there's a lot of UK and England, United Kingdom groups that are really good at investigating stuff. And I'm, part of that. And like I watch a lot of stuff. We all interact, so it's really good.
That's amazing. I mean, you've done so much, like, man, just growing up. So since 12 years old, I get that. Like, it makes you feel like, how did you interact like with people and your friends? Cause that's a pretty big load to like, I mean, you've got
Well,
stuff
back
that's
then,
like,
everybody thought you were nuts, right? So
yeah.
I mean, now it's cool, like in the last, but in the '80s, everybody thought you were going to be locked up, so you couldn't talk about ghosts and hauntings. They thought you were like crazy. What are you talking about? Nobody
Yeah.
could put their wrap their head around it. Now it's everybody has had an experience or something,
You're
and
right. There's so many paranormal groups now compared to, back then it's now it's more of a common mainstream, type thing. But it bothers me because there's so many cases like yours that are so significant in this, and it gets kind of lost in the mix. But I mean, that unbelievable.
well, the main thing too is also getting evidence, right? No matter
Hmm.
how you tell somebody, they're going to say they're a skeptic. Okay, so I don't believe it till it happens. Like the only way I can tell somebody to believe it is if it happens to you. If it doesn't happen to you, you're not going to believe it. And I've had so many people turn into believers because things have happened. So you can't force somebody to say, "Ah, it doesn't happen. Ghosts don't exist." Well, when you have things happen and wake you up and try and strangle you in the middle of the night, and there's nobody there. Maybe you'll figure out that there is another world, a paranormal world that is there.
That's a really intense way of figuring it out. I when stuff like that happens, I just remember going and seeing this lady's pant leg come in and stuff moving or dish fly. I was like, yes, this is so exciting, and everybody else is like wanting to run out of there. But I would just get excited by it. It's just unbelievable. I
I
mean,
mean, I'm just thankful I've got a lot of evidence, and through the years I was able to capture a lot of stuff. And it's just things that's just so bizarre that a lot of my photos are now famous all over the world and all over Canada, and the U.S. But it's on my website on BurlingtonGhostWalks.ca. So one of the coolest things is I've captured this soldier, the guy who died in the war of World War II, named Alfred, and he is now residing in this statue. It's an actual monument soldier statue in Burlington, Ontario. So I was able to talk to him, capture him, and it enables him. He actually moves his hands on the rifle. He shifts his hands right down the rifle, and he moves his hands off the rifle. We captured all this on video, and everything was just phenomenal, which made me famous, of course. And also, he smokes a cigarette. So I've actually got this on video, on my website, on my Instagram, and on my TikTok, and capturing him smoking this cigarette and drawing on it and puffing on it, and all smoke comes off his head and eyes and his mouth, and it's just phenomenal shit.
gosh, that is so fascinating. I'm like, so I just get into it so much. So you just kind of continuously like put yourself out there and just kind of kept up with the investigation. Does your
Yeah, I don't do
brother?
as I don't
Are
do
you
as
the
much.
only?
I mean, I do investigations like for people, but I do a lot of questions. I have 92 questions for people because one, I want to know if it's real. Two, if they're really happening. And as us as people, we are psychically ability to put out psychokinesis. We all have the ability to put out energy. So is it being made up or is it stress coming through? Like if you're so mad, you can literally have things fly off the table because you're so mad you're putting out the energy. So is it you doing it or is it
I
really,
was talking about that. Yeah. Oh
so,
wow.
it's something
Yeah.
else doing it. Is it reoccurring
I
or is it there or not there? And that's the thing. A lot of people, they always say it's a demon, it's a ghost. Like you gotta like, are you stressed? Are you going through like a lot of problems? Are you in debt? Are you have marriage problems? Are you divorced? Are you doing bad things? All this negativity, everything can happen to build it up to have things to cause to happen, right?
yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Like things just
So
don't
when you said
happen.
when you said that just a minute. No, you're right. You're right. There's very few times I get really like there's very few things that really get me upset. But I said when I get to that point, I go and I remove myself because cans or whatever fly. And I was just talking about that the other day of how weird it was. But I said it's safer for everybody if I just walk out of the room and I go and I just it's like I that but you're right, it comes right out through.
So
Wow.
yeah, we have that
That was
ability,
just
and if you don't, when you're doing the same, well, I need help. There's ghost skin things are happening. Well, what's happening with the marriage? What's happening with the husband and the wife? What's going on? They're fighting all the time. We all have that ability to express our energy through that, to push it out. So that could be
that's
very
so
much
true.
happening, and not just the ghost. But that can also activate other things that ghosts can come through. So they prey on
Glad
other
you
negative energy, right? And now you got your energy and attracting other ghosts and entities coming through.
That's true though, because when I've done clearings before, that's where I'll start. I'll be like, okay, so tell me what's going on in the household. there's always chaos. There is always some sort of chaos, and that connects right to
So
it. It's just like
a lot of people are now
portal.
there's a lot of problem, like economy wise. There's hunger, people starving. There's a lot of things that can affect more activity for things to happen, and nobody's really spiritual anymore. Nobody understands. Everybody's for themselves. So everybody's gotten away about what's what me for me and money and all that, and they're not getting back to the basics,
There you go.
right? Hello?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
that opens a lot of doors. Can you hear me okay?
yeah, so it's hard to be. I think if somebody's trying to be spiritual, it's hard nowadays because everybody's into themselves or what's going on in the world. They're not looking at them as a spiritual person, being energy and reflecting on what you are in life, how you are. You don't have to follow the world; you follow yourself. I mean, that's what I do. I don't follow what else going. I believe in me
Yeah.
and what I can do and help people. That's what I do.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, you're right though. Nobody else is living for you. This is definitely like, you're the truth is a path walked alone, a lot of times, but man, there's no other way to live but authentic and genuinely like that. I mean, that's a lot to wrap I'm just thinking, man, how exciting it must have been, but how scary at the same time, it's just like,
So
it's intense to listen.
I still do, like, I've done a lot of shows, and if you see me on Haunted Case Files, I did that. Just a lot of a major in your face shit that actually happened. So again, we were at a lodge up north in a Muskoka area, and it was all dark and closed down and was all destroyed. And again, it was all part of Indian land, native land, and it was infested by demons and activity. And we went in there and investigated, and they go, "Oh my God!" Left alone in the dark with no power, and all our equipment that we had was dying because it was all being drained by the entities and the ghosts.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
we were first being the hunters to hunt things. We became the hunters. We became the hunter and the prey. And we were there from like 9 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning, and we had to survive being chased and attacked and almost killed off. And demons like, oh my God, I went on an island, and it was just like a movie. And it was a full moon, and we had all this whooping and sounds and ghosts and Indian spirits chasing us and attack us. And the lodge was beautiful. It used to be like a playground for the rich. Frank Sinatra was there, Marilyn Monroe was there. It was all torn. It was all falling apart. But anyway, it was called
best places usually are.
Big Wind Lodge. It was the famous place to be. And it was all being torn down, and we went to investigate. And it looked like the Titanic on the ground, not on the ocean, because it was so beautiful. It was all these staircase all falling down, caving in, and we had full rain. We've had full power. We had all kinds of lights. Everything literally got drained until we had our flashlights, our little flashlights in the dark, and you're running around getting chased by demonic activity, jumping on you and attacking you and trying to rip out your throat right in front of you in the middle of the night. And we were running. We just had to run. And I've never been so fucking scared in my entire life. When the boat came, I literally ran down the hill and jumped into the boat. That was so we survived the morning. I was like, and they did it well. They depicted it well, because if you saw the show called Possession on a Haunted Island or something on Haunted Case Files, the effects of the demon look almost exactly like what was attacking us. And so they reenacted it very well. And then when I saw it on TV again on my big screen when I was in the office, I literally, when it came, I had to hide under my desk because I was so scared it was happening all over again. Oh. It's like unreal, man. Just unreal shit.
I've been right on a boat too. It is. It's intense. I really like. So you said that you also had UFO experience. I have that. I said it's paranormal. There's a crossroad. I just don't know where it is. What's your take on that?
So you broke up a little bit there. I think you sound like a ghost, but I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, on the UFOs. So you experienced UFOs also.
Well, that was another problem. I mean, I don't know how. I think UFOs and everything and ghosts and everything comes through a portal. The portal works the same way. So I've had experiences with that later on of being, not when I was in my house, but later on when I was growing up. I mean, other places, I started getting UFO activity and I literally got abducted. So I I guess because I was testing it, and well, my father worked for the CIA, for the government, the
Oh,
U.S.
yeah.
Area 51. He was under Secret Service. He worked with reverse engineering and with UFO technology. So he was probably affected and attacked by alien activity in our house as well, because I remember things were coming through in the basement, in the office, and I literally hear him talking to something, was talking in a different language and coming through the walls. And my dad was
Wow.
always scared about that, and because that was real, and he would never talk to me about it. He was always like,
Never.
when he was going to
But
work, he had a briefcase with handcuffs on his hand, on his arm, again with attached to the briefcase, and I thought that was normal. I thought people were going to work like that.
that's great.
Going to work with my
Well,
briefcase, and
yeah,
would
that's a
never
normal.
never tell us what was in there. So he get picked up by black limos and black guys, and the black man, men in black. And I had no idea. They're hi, and these guys are normal, and they're like no face, and it was just like bizarre shit.
Wow. So dad's in the, working for the CIA. Like that's unbelievably, that's how so many people get brought, like the children and things like that. Like there's such a connection. I don't understand it quite myself, but I hear it all the time.
So he was working on
Unbelievable.
top secret blueprints with the UFOs. I saw it. I've seen it. I saw the Arrow, $1 million worth of contract, all eyes only, CIA government official stamped. Oh my God, U.S. government, Area 51, all this stuff, underground stuff was going on. And he goes, oh yeah, it's just my homework. I'm just working on this shit. I go, oh my God, I could have taken and stolen it and worth millions, right? So this is all top secret stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, especially Area 51. Did you
And
find
you know,
anything, or did you ever get any,
I
clues or
was at
anything?
Area 51. I did go there, and we literally, well, you couldn't go in because they were always patrolling out by the gates. But
Yeah.
we'd sit there at night undercover, right? With our cars or something, we just go hide around rocks and we watch things just go flying by. Triangle ships, light ships, things appearing in portals, disappearing, just go flying in, flying out. And we just watched this at night sky. It was just phenomenal shit.
It's unbelievable. It really
Yeah.
is. When you see
And,
that and you experience that firsthand, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
and
So where do
it
you
was,
think that the paranormal and the UFOs cross? Do you see any, or do you have any
oh, well,
insight
I
on
know there's
that?
portals, but I mean, I
It's
don't
like the
know the
between.
interaction. I think they're interactive. Like they're, you know, uh, what three-dimensional beings that come through. There's bad and there's good ghosts, and there's all these maybe three-dimensional aliens. I don't know. It's just there's a whole mess of stuff that still is it's getting worse now as we speak, and we see things a lot more.
Yeah.
Um, all I know is I don't know. I was abducted about 3 or 4 times, and my first real one freaked the shit out of me to this day because I was like living in an apartment,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and just going through the realm. I was married then. I'm not married now, but and my wife always thought I was nuts, anyways. So I was like lying in bed, and all of a sudden, and there was this big, giant, tough baseball field across the way with baseball lights and giant lights on and everything else, just across my apartment in this small area in Oakville, Ontario. So I'm lying away, and all of a sudden, this giant sound comes through the window. I see lights, searchlights all over the windows coming into the bedroom, and something is powering up. It's like, and it's like, boom, and this blue flash just comes flying everywhere, and I'm going, what the hell is that? And I couldn't move. I literally frozen, going, I can't get up. I look at her, I'm trying to wake her up. She couldn't move. She was frozen. She didn't wake up at all. I couldn't move. I could see everything, but I was like, my
Mm-hmm.
body was numb. And all of a sudden, things are coming through the window, and then there's these gray alien things standing there looking at me, and just pointing at me. And then I start moving up, elevating up, and literally start going into the wall. And going, fuck! And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm going, I literally saw the fiber of the wall and went through the wall, and that's all I remember. I ended up like just a flash, and I was on a ship. And all I just remember was like lying somewhere, naked on some kind of like steel platform on a round thing
Mm-hmm.
inside. But I couldn't. There was no real. It was all radiated. There was no real lighting. It was just like nothing. These things just looking at me. And then all I know
Oh
is
yeah.
needles were coming down into my like son these long needles like a doctor needle into my temple, and that I just that's where I blacked out. And to this day,
Wow.
I had always been abducted. I had like marks in my temple, like doing something, you know. So I woke
Really?
up. The next thing I wake up, and maybe it's like 7 in the morning, and I'm on the floor naked, okay, because I was in the ship going with my clothes on my floor naked. I had mud on my feet, on my legs. I got cuts and and my wife was, "What the hell did you do?" And it leaves all over the place. I go, "I have no idea what I did."
You don't want to know. You
I don't
don't
know
want to
what the hell happened. Like I'm
know.
on the floor. She goes, "Like, what did you do? Did you go party at the down there and everything?" And it was just nuts. It was ground like
It
actual
is, dude.
ground and leaves and dirt all on the floor and all on me and blood and cuts and marks and all kinds of pin marks. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, it was like crazy.
That's the worst part is I've had 3 different times where there's been markings and those freaked me out. That's about the only time. There was one where I drew the star map where I saw like them coming out of, and then the next thing I know, 6 months later, it's on my leg, and that's when I packed up. I said we're going to go to a hotel for the night with my son. I was like, it just I had to digest it. But there's a whole realm. So when you were taken by ET, which ones did you said the short grays, tall
Well, it was
grays,
like
or?
short little gray guys, and my cat
Mhm.
was funny because my cat was really wild back then. These little gray guys, dudes, were almost like from Star Wars, but Star Wars didn't exist back then. So they were just running. My cat was chasing it, and the thing nearly went right into the wall. My cat flew and jumped in the smashed right into the wall to try and get it. And then there's this tall, silvery guys appear, like walking around, like looking at me, really, really big eyes, like black eyes, look like pie eyes. And it was all blue and light, around it, like an aura. That's all I saw, but I couldn't move. I couldn't say anything. And I just went up, and they're like pointing at me, go, well, I guess I'm going through the wall. I was like fucked up. I don't even know how
Yeah,
that
that's
happened.
crazy. Well, you're not. I say you're in their space on their time. It's not the other way around.
But I
And to
mean,
remain conscious
I,
is like
I survived it, but I still have to this day, I have no memory of what happened from the time I was getting these probes put into my temples to the time that I woke up, maybe hours later, naked, lying on the floor, upside down.
so. Yeah, when that missing time is enough. Did you have any other symptoms when
Well, then,
you woke
yeah,
up?
I felt really sick, but then the next day, like I had to drink a lot of water. I felt really dehydrated, really bad. Like I just kept drinking water because I was maybe they took all my fluids out of me. I don't know.
It's a
Anyway,
lot.
the weird thing was the next day I felt something in my nose. Like a lot of pressure going, oh my God. It's like felt like, really something in there. Like it's not like I go, like it felt like a ball or something, right? So I go, shit, what is that? I go, oh, it hurt. And I was like, fuck, and so I kept blowing my nose. And I went, blow, and all this blood came flowing out onto the sink. And this little silver ball comes flying out of my nose and goes round the basin of the sink and goes, and then falls down the sink. And I go, shit. And it was some kind of a probe in my nose.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch getting it, but that the metal probe thing that was in my nose just fell out. This is fucking nuts. Crazy. Crazy shit.
Too, yeah. And they're black. I've heard a couple different times where people have said that they're contacts that they put in because they're sensitive to light. Because I said looking in their eyes is probably one of the strangest life altering experiences I've ever had. It was like you saw through like a whole different realm. I mean, it's so hard to wrap your mind around it, but it's so much a reality that I said that when you experience something like that, it's totally different than hearing about it. Totally
Yeah, and
different.
that was around the time when I had my haunted guitar. So that was also going on after that when my guitar was possessed. And it was
Man,
causing fires. And the main thing it was relating to was it wanted to kill and have me kill with the guitar and kill
oh,
people
that's
and light them
great.
on fire.
So it's going
So
back to that original house then.
no,
You
and
think that?
this was like later on when I had my haunted guitar. So I mean, um, it was possessed by a demon entity again, and it was if you read the story, like on Anomalian, I literally had to take it. I was going to a convention because I was going to meet the psychics there at this convention in St. Catharines, Ontario. And I thought, well, I'm going to bring this guitar and they can maybe channel it and get it or fix it. So it literally tried to possess one of the mediums at the convention. When I took it there, when I opened it up, it was a Flying V guitar. Okay, you can see it on my website and stuff. But Rob McConnell, who was hosting the show from the X Zone, said, "Get that thing out of there," because as soon as they opened up, all the glasses on all the booths were smashing everywhere. They're just smashing, and there's like all this energy came flying, a giant whoosh of just smashing everything. So I was really freaked out because I was bringing it to the show to show people in else, and then I was talking to a gifted psychic, Eugenia Macer Story from New York, and she's helped me out and tried to channel it. So she told me everything that was happening with this guitar. And it was actually possessed by the worst demon of them all, called Exu, which was the king of the Satans or the son of Satan or something, and the daughter of Satan. The father was Satan, and the mother was something else evil, or Jezebel or something. I don't know what the hell it was. Or Lilith. Yeah, the mother was Lilith, and the father was Satan. So a great combination of this thing to even in the guitar, and it was trying to possess her. So all of a sudden, this whole flash of snake light goes flying around and grabs her by the neck and starts strangling her. And because we're trying to rid the guitar, clear it, get rid of it, and it wouldn't let it. And she said, "Well, what do you want us to do?" He goes, "Nothing. I just want to kill." Right, this thing, we could hear the voice coming out of the guitar and everything. It was like warbling, "I want to kill." So we literally had to have 3 people come out, and we called the ambulance, called the emergency and everything else, 911, because she was getting attacked by this.
When you call them? Yeah.
And they go, "What the hell's going on?" And she had this as if she was going into hysteria coma, right? But you can see this like a snake light going around her, strangling her. We were pulling it off. We pulled her off the guitar because she was possessed. She was getting possessed by the guitar. It was jumping on her, and we were trying to get it off. So she finally got free. She says, "You got to get rid of that thing." And I said, "Well, how do I?" And she, we had to get her water. It was just nuts. She goes, "Get away from me! Get away from me!" So the thing did not want to leave because
they don't.
it just wanted to kill, right? So I said the only way I could get rid of it was by burning it. And so later on, I was just freaking out, and everybody was freaking out in the whole place, this whole convention thing. And she was scared. She was trembling about everything. She goes, I took it.
Sure.
So I got a whole bunch of salt, and I just dumped it all over the guitar and in the case, right? And I just left it in the car. And I said, till I go home, right? I go, shit. So now what am I going to do? Because I got this demon thing that doesn't want to, leave, and it's going to kill people and everything else and possess me. So I didn't really tell I didn't tell the guitar what I was going to do, right? So it started jumping up. So as I was going home, I had gasoline in my car. I had everything ready to go. I had salt. And I said, this is it. I'm going to just burn the shit out of it, right? And I took it to a park. And the thing was jumping up and down. The case was jumping out of the back seat trying to get out because I locked it in there with the salt, right?
Didn't like
to calm it down and control it. So I went to this park in Oakville as I was coming home. And it was maybe 6, 7 o'clock at night, summertime, whatever. And I said, this is it. And I went way down. And I found this giant garbage can, right? One of those metal tin ones. I stuck the guitar in it. I started pouring gasoline on it. And I said, if I'm going to burn the shit out of you, you're going to go to hell, right? Because I'm going to release you. That was the only way. And then I put salt all around the garbage tin. I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be great. I started to light it. It would not light. It wouldn't go on fire.
Oh, man. Of course.
So how's that going to happen? I couldn't get it going. It would not. I kept blowing out. No matter how many times I lit it on fire, I go, well, this isn't going to work. So I kept pouring, and then ended up somehow the fire ended up going on my arm. And then it jumped on my arm, and now I'm on fire. My whole arm is going over. Oh, shit. So I go, fuck. And then I end up dropping the whole gas can into the garbage can. I go, oh my God, it's going to blow.
And when
So
you
now,
deal with something like that with that energy, you're not just
so
dealing with
now the guitar is all lit up going up. And there's this giant gas can that's gonna go blow, right? So I run back in. I go, oh fuck! I go grab the gas can and take it out, and the thing's going up in flames and all this stuff, and all this screeching is coming out of the guitar and black smoke, and I go, oh my shit! I ran all the way to my car, and the whole thing went. It was like this giant atom bomb of black smoke went flying into the sky, and something flew out. Just a big black thing just flew out. It was screeched,
I bet it was
scared the
not
shit
happy.
out of me. It was
So
like
when you burned it, when you got out, and that's scary because I had, like I told you, a haunted box. I had to
I
throw full
burned the
water.
whole thing, and it was all cindering, and I watched it. You know, it was all like burned, and I guess it released. But it's just literally the whole black thing in the sky, just giant wings just flew, and just like all the whole black smoke and everything. And nobody really saw this anyway. So I'm watching the guitar burning away from a distance, and all of a sudden, some guy with a pickup truck comes running in and driving around. What's that? He goes to the garbage can and goes, "Oh, this is cool." And he picks up the guitar, and he goes, "Shit!" It's all seared and burned,
Don't
right?
touch it.
So he
Yeah.
takes it and thought it's cool. Doesn't even look what the hell happened. Doesn't care there's salt around. Doesn't like all charred. He just takes it and puts it in his car and go, "Oh, great, buddy, you have the problem."
Good luck
Nuts.
to you. Yeah. Don't return it with a.
So
That's
I wouldn't have retrieved it anyways. But it's just funny. It was still, you would have to redo everything on it. But I didn't even it was half possessed again. Like the whole thing was contained, the entity left, but I didn't want it. So then, he ended up having the problem after whatever. Maybe it came back. I don't know. It was just the most bizarre thing.
I bet you're that those things. I mean, when they attach, that's no joke. I mean, they're not gonna willingly like give up on anything
It
unless
was like
you
a movie. I swear to God, like a Marvel movie. Just this whole, I felt like Ghost Rider or something. I was like, oh, that. And I'm all in black, and I'm like denim, and I got a cross on me, and I kind of look cool. And this guy's blowing up a
pull
whole
you out of your
fucking
pocket.
guitar with a giant smoke, and then he's coming out and going, "Yeah, really, this is great." If somebody filmed this, they never would have believed it. It's like, oh, fuck.
I believe it. I believe it because I've seen some of it for myself, and it's unbelievable. Like some of the stuff that goes on, I'm like, it's real. I remember growing up at my grandma's
So
house.
if you, and then things got worse later on in other years. Other things when I was doing the ghost tours, I had something come back from the church, from the graves, because it was protected by demonic entities around the church. Right? Again, native land and native ground, and that didn't like me too much and attached to me and came to my apartment one night, and just all kinds of shit was happening then. Like there was all kinds of black liquid goo shooting out of the sink. And then the growling going on, and it didn't like me and was, I guess, trying to possess me or something.
What do you think
But
its attachment to you was? That you're just able to
I
see
don't know.
it?
I mean, because I guess it knows that you're good and you're a pure person, right? And you're religious. So I think it was out to get me as a Christian. That's what I think. Anyway, this
Okay.
demon thing was protecting the land and the church, and it came and followed me back and wanted to attach to me. So a couple days go in, and just things were happening, and just shit was going on, and sounds and growling and everything.
The
And
growling. Oh yeah.
my wife was then like totally freaked out of what I was doing. She thought I was possessed and wanted to destroy me. So,
Of course.
anyways, she was working, and I was at my house. I mean, it was only a 1-bedroom apartment, and I'm just like going in, so like from the bedroom and going in, I hear this sound going on in the washroom, and I'm starting to smell smoke, and I go, shit. So now the
No.
washroom door just slams, and I can't open the door. And then next thing I see this smoke coming out underneath the door, and then I see a shadow moving around the door, like inside. It's like something's in there moving around because you can see light from shining in under the door, right? I go, oh shit, what the hell's that? So I'm banging on the door, let me in, like, oh, I was so pissed off with whatever the thing was, like, coming to get you, right? And suddenly the door goes flying open, this big black smoke comes everywhere, all gray and black, and then going, oh my God. And something grabs me by an arm and a hand, by claws, 3 claws, grabbed me right by my throat and pushed me up against the wall and said, get out of here. And I go, some demon thing. Oh, and I'm literally being strangled by 3 claw marks, like putting me right up against the wall, strangling me. And all I could utter was Jesus Christ. That's all I could say. I could utter, oh, fuck
Not in vain. Not in vain. Yeah, right.
yeah, to save me, right? And all of a sudden, all the smoke just disappeared, and I fell to the ground. I was about 4 feet off the wall, and I had literally had these 3 marks, claw marks, on me for 2 days. It was all red marks. You could see it. And my wife go, what
Yeah,
the hell
they
are you
look a
doing?
little
Trying
bit
to strangle
different.
yourself? It was like, so I was scared to death, but I got rid of it by uttering the name of Jesus Christ, come and save me, right? The angels. Just
It's amazing.
fucking nuts.
So you got rid of it. It's
Well, not
intense
for
when
a
you
while because
experience
it came back later, and I had to literally call a priest because I'm thinking, well, now my apartment's getting infected and it wants to get me for sure to kill me off. So that night I had slept with my Bible, and I called the priest the next day. So like something's happening here. You got to come and cleanse it, clear it. I don't care, torch it, whatever you
yeah,
want to
what
do.
you gotta do.
And
Get rid of it.
priest comes next door, next day, and goes, "What the hell?" And he senses something. Something comes at him right away, and he just hears his voice come to him and says, "Get out!" Like that. Just an evil voice all around the room. So he stands in the middle of the room, starts reciting the Bible and reciting Jesus Christ, and to leave and demon be gone. And all of a sudden, this giant wind comes flying around between us, around the priest, just wind everywhere. Like, oh my God. And he has a Bible, and all the Bible is opening up. All the pages come flying out, ripping up, burning up, all in flames. Everything's going up in flames. It's going, damn you, and all that shit. And this guy was experienced as an exorcist. And I'm going, holy cow. So now we have a giant whirlwind in the middle of my apartment, and all the Bible pages are ripping apart, and he's using his cross and damn you and damn this, and putting water on and go to hell and damn you to hell. And finally, I don't know what he said, something else in the name of Jesus Christ and the Archangel Michael, I ban you to leave. And something just clicked. And it took all his power. He was weak, and then he had the cross, and he was holding the cross on his chest, and it started lighting on fire as well, right? So finally, the thing just went whoosh, way up into the sky, into the ceiling, and there's just a giant black mark just take off into the ceiling.
Was
And
he like, hey, I've never experienced something like this
he
before?
just freaked. He goes, "I'm leaving. You're the fucking evil." I said, "Like you cleared it, not me. I don't want to clear you." He never had that
Isn't this
experience.
your
Like
job? Yeah, right.
he
Oh
thought
Lord.
well, it was almost like an exorcist, but he had done exorcisms, right? And he was just like so and his cross was actually smoking. He was literally putting out the flames on the cross on his chest and was smoking. It was
He's like, this is my
sterling
last
silver,
day.
sterling silver, and you never see how a cross would light up in fire. But again, it
Wow.
was he just left and he said, "God bless you, my son." And he just left, and it was done. He said, "It's done." And it's like, oh
Call
my
me, don't call
God.
me. Right?
So
Wow.
yeah, after that, everything calmed down. Nothing happened after that. It was great, but the Bible just disappeared in thin air. All the flames, everything, all the pages were gone. Everything was blown up, drawn up into a giant whirlwind into the sky, in the ceiling.
Wow. We
Normal
had some
shit.
questions before about the guitar. Like people want to know, can you go into it again where you got it
Yeah,
and how that whole transpired? Because people seem to be really interested in that. It's fascinating.
sure, whatever. Well, I bought the
They want to
guitar
know if
from a
yeah.
I bought the guitar from a pawn shop, and it came actually from a band that was playing in New York or in Detroit, sorry, and somehow the band and the whole bar was lit on fire. It came on fire from this guitar. So one of the members of the band died holding the guitar. And next thing you know, they go investigate and everybody cleared it, and the whole place was singed to a crisp, but the guitar was a white guitar sitting perfectly fine on a stand in the middle of all this charred and burned flames, and one guy's dead holding onto the guitar. So I inherited by I go in the pawn shop. I guess when it was sold, it ended up there in Ontario, and it was drawn to me. You know, it's just weird. I just thought this is a really cool guitar, but it was perfectly fine. And it was like a heavy metal thing, and I started playing it. But I was trying to play nice songs, and I wouldn't like nice songs. I started playing Black Sabbath or something. I started playing like War Pigs, and I love that. And Metallica,
right.
love that. Like Demon Shit, love that. But I played like like country songs. I become no one like that. It was just fucked up.
Right.
It was just a weird thing, and
Right.
it always felt like it was freezing cold on the neck. It just wasn't warm, and I thought, well, I just thought I'd bought it, and just things started happening every time I brought it home. I just I would hear sounds and movement, and I think I heard like ghastly sounds and growling from it. I'd go in the room, nothing there. Leave the room, it was there. I was like, I always kept it in the case, and I go, well, shit, I better start putting salt all on the case, and it didn't like that, and just things started happening, and it would always, just flames would come out of it, and it would appear in the middle of the room and saying, I want to kill things and stuff like that. Like, it just wanted me to have it to make me famous and possess me, right? So I was working with the guitar, to use it to kill people and chop people up or hit them in the head with it as an axe and light people on fire to be famous and rich. And that's what I wanted to do. And it was called the X-Su. It was a Flying V, the Flying Condor of Mexico, of South America. And you can look all this up. It's all real. The X-Su, the most dreaded top entity of all the demons in the whole world, controlled this thing. And I had
And
it
you
already.
happen to end up with it.
And I just happen to have it. I don't think so alive. I mean, I like collecting guitars. That was ridiculous.
That's unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
it does pull you in, but I've had a haunted artifact, like I told you. I had to spray it with holy water, and whatever it was busted the thing, but the cross swung, and I was like, whoa. Like,
And it just kept lighting on.
after
Every
that,
time I played it, it was like you're playing your fingers, and your fingers were all being lit on fire. But you didn't feel a flame. It was just like, well, this is cool. It'll be a great show. It's like, this goes fucked right up. And oh my God. Strange, man.
So other people around you, when they would experience it, were they like, I gotta get out of here?
Yeah, because I was in a band. We were in a band then, and it also became famous for all this shit going on. A band called Sci-Fi Prodigy, and we were known as Canada's most haunted band in the world. And we had all this shit happen as we used this. And when we were playing, the drums would light on fire, the amps would go off, things would blow up, the drummer got hit in the head with cymbals, and everybody loved this. And we used pyrotechnics, and we'd blow up things, and then my guitar got all blown up, and then I got blown up and I got electrocuted. And
then no joke. This stuff happens. I'm not. Electricity. Boom.
And then we had girls that were dressed up like sci-fi girls, and they were all getting attacked, and it's like, and everybody thought this was all made up. It was all part of our shows, and we backed up Kiss. We did pyrotechnics, and Gene Simmons said, "We're totally fucked up. Get off the stage." And
Gene Simmons
and then we backed up Metallica, and we were kicked off the stage because we were having fights with the Metallica musicians and then Hellfield, and oh my God. And everybody loved it because they're lighting their lighters, and they all thought it was a show, but it was all real.
I know they probably like, this is the best
major shit going on. And we were playing because we got more gigs because we were so pyrotechnical, the most haunted fucking band in the world, and that's what happened.
Oh, wow. We'll talk about that. So the band members, how did they feel about it? They probably didn't know what they were getting into.
Well, the drummer I still talk to, but everybody else quit. When the bass player was getting lit on fire playing his guitar, power just go off. I swear how many times we could not get through a song. The good songs, the bad songs that we were playing were okay. Anything good was not being played or cut off or pulled apart, or we were thrown off the stage or something happened. Yeah, it's just like nuts. And this is all in the 90s, and you can read about it. And in my book, there's another book I have that has all about this. It became pretty famous in a bad way. Like a heavy metal rock and blown up band, guitar band. And Gene Simmons even says, "You guys are totally fucked up, but we like you." From Kiss. I go, oh, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do with that. Yeah, if Gene Simmons, like I said, is telling you that, that's like.
He's into demonic stuff and his acts and everything. He goes, "This is great, man. Patrick, you're fucking phenomenal. You're fucked up." Yeah, thanks, Gene.
Man,
It's all in this book called Alien Rock, okay? It's all about all the alien rock things and things that go on and UFOs and haunted. And I don't know if you can get it anymore, but it's a rock and roll extraterrestrial connection guide by Michael C. Luckman. I was
that's
like, oh my
awesome.
God. It's like, and the stories of us, and it's all about conspiracies and about Elvis Presley seeing UFOs, and us are in there with Sci-Fi Prodigy, and just major weird shit and aliens and everything else going on. Like,
Get the
oh,
book if you can.
yeah,
Can you
just
tell people real quick where they can? Cause I'll post it also your websites and things like that where they can find
yeah.
you and maybe more about the story.
Most of my ghost page, all the other ghost famous stuff is on burlingtonghostbox.ca, and my famous bio page, which is I'm with Travel Channel and Discovery Channel, so it's Facebook. The Facebook page is Discovery Ghosts, and then you can see all that on my postings.
Everybody, if
And my
you have
videos
not
are on there.
followed it,
Pardon?
follow. I
Yeah,
said
the
if people
follow.
have not followed yet, it's great. I've gone
No,
through it
and
all, and
you saw it, I guess too. So that's that, and my of course Burlington Ghost Walks is my bio page as well. So I've been in this for 30 years, and I'm still alive.
and you're still alive. I mean, I'm against all odds. What do you
Yeah.
think it is about you they're so attracted to?
Um, I think the ghosts and demons are still trying to get through to me, but I acknowledge it and respect it. And I think that's one thing you have to do. You can't fear it. You gotta like understand it. But they want fear and they want to break you down. But I've cleared demons, I've cleared ghosts, and I can tell anybody who has demon activity happening, it's the easiest way to clear it. The simplest, most way to get rid of it is to ignore it. Honestly, when you ignore a person, that pisses somebody off so much. If you don't talk to somebody for a week or 2 weeks or nothing, that pisses off more than anybody else in the whole world. You don't have to say anything. So demons want to break you down, attack you, and get an interaction, get talking. If you don't talk to it and ignore it, they go, shit, the guy's not doing anything. And they get really upset and they just leave. After 3 days, they go, well, they can't talk to us and we can't do anything to them, so we're just going to leave.
Because you have to. I mean, you're sitting there with other people, and it's like, well, like you can't really tell them what's going on exactly, maybe all the time.
No, but I mean, if you're having a lot of demonic activity in there, the main thing is possession and to take over you. If you don't interact with it, don't discuss it, and they can't get a reaction out of you. Because the whole thing is they're swearing over and go, well, fuck you then too. And then like, well, fuck you. It's like, so if you don't say anything, go have a nice day. And they get more and more pissed off. And then like I got all kinds of,
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like anybody else. If you talk to them and your girlfriend and you just don't talk to them, they get more pissed off and get really, really mad and just want to leave you. Yeah, if you ignore somebody.
That is so true too. That's like that's the worst when somebody does that. It's like,
well,
I want to get that word in.
And they're not they're the underworld, right? So they're not they thrive on living, experiencing life through you as a person, a living person. So when they can't get that and can't really get a reaction, they can't live through you to do anything. Right?
Yeah. I always say if you're going in there, but it's always fun when you're going through to have a couple people in there with a reaction. But I was like, you show no fear. Show no fear.
Like I show no fear. I stab my eyes, but I piss them off. I go, okay, have a nice day. And they start swearing off. You go, okay, come on, bite me. Okay, I'll bite you back. And stuff like, it's like, no, but you can't react. You can't break down, become scared and really freaked out because then you agree to what they're doing, right? Yeah. It's possession. Right. It's breaking you down all the time. They don't sleep. So you're not sleeping and everything else.
They don't either. You're right. They got a lot of time on us.
Yeah, it works like that. I mean, I found that's okay, you can do other things in a room. Like for negativity and of course demons hate anything acidic, right? So if you cut a lemon in half in 4 pieces or 3 pieces of part of the Trinity, part of the Holy Ghost, Spirit, and what is the other one? God, the Spirit, and Holy Ghost. So if you cut that in Trinity in a lemon, a fresh lemon, put it in a bowl in your room by your bed, it'll absorb all negative activity in the room.
Really? I'm gonna try this.
Also, if you light a white candle in a room for half an hour, it will also absorb energy and absorb negativity and cleanse your room. So there's many ways to do it like that.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. I did not know that about the citrus. That's good to know.
And I don't know if you know this, but a lot of priests will eat chocolate before they go to bed because chocolate somehow aliens and demons can't stand it, and they won't even come near you. It's like a stench. It's a smell. They won't even come near you and possess you. So if you eat dark chocolate at night, you're fine. Because I've had good sleeps and never had abductions at night anymore after that.
You eat dark chocolate every night?
Pretty well, yeah. Before I go to bed, yeah.
No, I'm really being serious. That's interesting to know.
And it works because I don't know what it is, but I found the demons and mostly demons and energy are made out of sulfur, and everything is acidic from the other side, so it counteracts sulfur. Chocolate melts sulfur; it dilutes it in your system, so you don't have that effect of the spiritual energy of the sulfur coming through you to attack you.
That makes sense when you say it like that. That makes sense. Wow.
Yeah. So I found all this out by trial and error and talking to people and people and psychics and crystals and mediums and everything else.
Yeah, that's exactly how too. And it's good to have that confirmation. Like you said, there's always that layer of, is this happening? Is this not happening? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, there are ways to stop it, but you can cause more things to fuck up than not. So the more you do things to fix it, a lot of times you can't fix it, it gets worse. And that's why a lot of people get things worse. They don't know what they're doing, and then it becomes more worse than when you started from a group who doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or if you're challenging something, then it's going to be worse. Well, yeah, we'll get rid of it, no problem. We'll kick its ass. That's not going to happen. It's going to be more worse. And how are you going to get clear of something?
They don't like that. They don't.
So how are you going to clear something that you got more screwed up with, and you got other groups to clear it up that don't know what they're doing?
That's insane. Yeah, no, you're right though. They there's certain things like I know that kind of triggered it. Like when the experiences that I had, like really intense, were in an 1800s church, a Catholic church, St. Patrick's, in the middle of nowhere. But what is it with that era? It seems like the 1800s. They're so.
It was the most medieval era, and was also the time period called the dark era, the dark forces, where things can come through more. The portals of all over the world were open for anything to come through from the 1800s.
So, can you explain that one more time? So, from the 1800s,
the history of the world, actually, the history of the world was dated back from the 1400s, but the Catholics and the monks named the 1800s as the most time of the world being tormented. That time period when it was the dark forces, the dark world, where all things could come through, all evil and all forces were allowed to come through.
So we didn't have the knowledge or the whereabouts of like, hey, let's shut this down here. Like, this isn't a positive
So
thing.
what's happening in the monks' time in the Catholic, in the early days of the churches from 1426 or 1414, which happened in France, actually, when France was burning. But from all the wars and from all the battles, but that's where it came from. Notre Dame was burned down. All that stuff was burned down, and that's where a lot of the holiness was destroyed, and all the demons came out, and all the entities came out to the world.
I believe that. It's crazy, but that era is so restless. That is like where I find if I'm going, I'm like, we're going to somewhere like 1800s, because it's like that's the intense activity. It seems like right there.
And people will burn for all and put on the stake and executed and tortured for all that period of time period to get it out of you, to talk, to repent. Right? They were just using all the forces to kill you off back then. You're a witch and you're condemned. Everyone was a witch.
Yes.
The Salem trials, everything else was going on in the 1800s, everything else.
No, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense when you say that. It's just like a restless era. I remember we would go into this Catholic church and it was open. It was supposed to be open. It's not open anymore. But the lock was one of those, you had to turn it. And as soon as we go in there, that sucker would lock. And I was like,
so
I had to literally tell you can't lock us in here. You got to let us out. And then it was
right. So if anybody's following the history of that, that's where the dark world came from, that whole time period. And that's where Harry Potter, the movie, came from to build off on that whole theme. The dark forces, fighting the dark forces. And that's where it came from the 1800s.
Yeah, that's, oh yeah, you're right. That's fascinating. That is fascinating. What do you think about magic? Do you think that's
Um,
real, not real, or
like real magic or the movie magic?
Mm, no, like real magic, like people
I
talk
mean,
about?
I have
I'm just,
seen stuff. I've
Mhm.
done things. I've heard stuff, but I mean, to me, I have to see it to believe it. Okay, that's just me. So it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen performancing. Like I've worked with. Okay, I know Greg Fruin, one of the major magicians in Canada. I worked with Siegfried and Roy in Las Vegas. I've known David Copperfield, who's a good friend, who was
Amazing.
one of the famous magicians. I knew what's the name, Chris Angel. So all these
Oh
things were
yeah.
based on actual elements that they were concentrating on that can actually move and do things. And we all
Hmm.
can do it. We just have to have the ability to do it, to elevate,
That's what,
to move things in the air, to cause things like dust, magic, smoke, all that can be done. But you have to apply it. You have to work on and apply it. And people have done it. So I have seen them how they do it. And a lot of it is real. Not a lot of it is made up for tricks.
yeah. My buddy David Merlin, he designed the whole Harry Potter thing at Universal Studios, and I always ask him because he's so. I'm like, so is how much of this is real? Because he never ever gives it. I'm like, man, he notices everything. It's like
Yeah.
insane. Yeah. Oh wow. That is crazy. That is cool though. I mean, who gets to experience that? I mean, do you are you glad that you're connected the
I
way that you are? I mean,
Yeah, because I'm fortunate enough to have these experiences. I'm fortunate enough to be around people to learn things and to apply it and process it. And I'm just thankful I had the opportunity to see it all and learn the elemental factors of earth, wind, air, and fire. And how
mhm,
things alchemy is was the main thing for part of magic for the many years, and it still is to be an alchemist. It's all real stuff that can be studied, and Jesus Christ used alchemy to turn water into wine. So it is common natural things, but you have to apply it and learn it how to be an
that's
alchemist.
that's so true. And I heard like the crystals is like telekinesis. Do you believe that too? That we're actually
Yeah,
taking
like I
care of
use different crystals. Okay, so I use quartz for
them?
power and for energy. Pure quartz. I use black obsidian for to protect from negativity and attacks and spiritual attacks. Because I believe we're more spiritually attacked every day as a person than we are physically in the physical. Because we're all living in the spiritual world. Everything is around us, right? Even though we're physical, we're in the spiritual realm. So it's more intense now. So I use a lot of things like black obsidian, all kinds of crystals to protect me and ground me, um, black onyx, and good stuff, power stones, everything else. And to and always ask my angel guides to protect me and actually to guide me every day. So that's really what I do.
So are there any what EVP wise? What's your favorite equipment? Like, is there
Well, I
piece like
still
when you go?
okay. I still believe in the old process. The old little digital, the tape recorders, these things, the
Oh
micro
yeah.
cassettes, because digitally it's compressed. Digitally, it's not the same thing. So, from my experience of growing up with real tape recorders and real things to record, oxide is transferred onto the tapes. The actual magnetic particles are transferred, so you get the full force, the full spectrum from top to bottom, bass and treble and bit and bass. So you get that whole 200, 300 hertz, as opposed to something that's compressed like a digital. You lose all that. It's all compressed, the high end, the low end, so you don't hear it. So you don't hear the sub frequencies. And most demons and most activity and most ghosters are around less than 100 hertz, 40 hertz, and that's where you record it. So to use all the high end digital stuff really doesn't work anymore. So I use both. I use that to verify it, and the digital stuff is great because you can play it back and fast and forward and everything else. But this stuff, you can actually slow it down, slow down the
Mhm.
speeds, and actually record the sounds at a
I
lower
agree.
speed and play it back. And you can do reverse recording, so you can play it back and hear what they're saying as a reverse energy, reverse talk. So reverse talking is really their dimension, talking positive as opposed to our dimension.
So in other words, you record something and you play it back. That's their talking from their dimension, but it's reversed. You know what I mean?
Is that why they like the ITC will flow it in backwards? Like when
Yeah.
I feed like
So
audio
something
through
coming in backwards, you play it forwards, and now you hear what they're saying. So I got a recording once we played backwards with my friend Michelle. We were doing ghost investigations with the ghost tours, and she was concerned about her daughter. So we recorded, but it was all reversed. We played it back forward, and it said, "Your daughter is in danger. She's crying, and we're coming, to get her," or something like that. Something that she's crying and all this stuff. And it was all reversed. And it was some demon trying to attack her because she lost her eyesight for about a week. And as the demon was coming back to get her, all because we were at a location and Michelle brought something back to her house, which affected her daughter to lose her eyesight for a week.
That's intense.
Yeah, so these recordings were coming through and recording. We played them backwards, reversed, and we're getting all these messages of what the demon was trying to do to her, to attack her.
So when you hear something, I didn't realize that. I'm playing it backwards. Now I'm like, man, I have so many tapes.
So you got tapes. You play it backwards, you'll hear the front, what they're actually really saying to you.
Wow.
Because
So
they're talking, everything is reversed. Like it's like a mirror, right? Because we're looking that way, but it's reversed on the other side. So it's like the opposite. Everything is like backwards and upside down. So that's what you have to look at the dimension. It's the reverse of our dimension. Now I've probably confused everybody out there. Thank you very much. I think I'm totally fucked up.
I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, because if they know about, like, if you're feeding equipment through, that ITC usually feeds through backwards. And I always thought that was like a way to, I didn't realize all that. I did just kind of like hit.
So everything is interdimensional, meaning that it's coming from one portal. You can actually analyze a dimension of a portal. I've had portals in here that have actually spectrum analyzed to get a frequency from a portal opening up for entities and ghosts to come through.
Yeah.
Which you can do that, providing you have the right equipment and something is coming through, and you can analyze it, and then you can actually figure it out as a spectrum, as a noise generator too, and you can analyze it.
So do you kind of have your own equipment, or do you find? I always would find.
I have new and old equipment. I have, like I said, a tone generator, a white noise generator. I have different things. I have an EMF. I have a K2 meter.
I love the K2 meters. Those are
the K2 meters are great because when I'm on the ghost tours, they really light up for ghost activity, and people freak out. Wow, it was on the show. It was lighting up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But my best thing really is my phone, because you can capture everything on your phone and record it and EVP it and download it. And I have another couple of audio programs. Audiosity is great because you can record everything, capture one little clip. You can reverse it, hone in on it, enhance it, make it louder. So Audiosity is just a fantastic program for computers if you're doing like a lot of EVP stuff. And then I use real microphones. I use the microphones. I use all that stuff. You need directional microphones in the room. So I'll plug that into a mixer as well and into an amp. So I get the full effect, not just using a tape recorder. And then I've got like 3 different, microphones in the room, recording all in stereo and three-dimensional sound. So I get a full theater sound, as you would, to pick up anything. I can hear a pin drop and hear it, and I can hear breath and say, so like I've got some amazing stuff from my bathroom. Well, that's haunted by my ghost, but that's another story. Ghost Dolores.
We got a haunted bathroom. Why wouldn't?
Yeah, she's haunted. She's always all over me, but she is the ghost that is there. She's the dead spirit, the ghost of the woman Dolores from the band called the Cranberries. So she has appeared and she has been on the mirror, and she's attacking, well, kind of like more like put her hands all over me, fingers like loving me and trying to portray her story as well. So I've recaptured her and her sounds and her voices and talking to me, as well as all her fingers on my face and on my head and on my body and on my chest, and coming to me and showing me how she died as well, because she basically committed suicide. She died in a bathtub, and she was going through a heartache from her husband, and you can actually see the ring on one of my photos that she died, and showed me the ring that she drowned in the bathroom, which I was able to capture. So just phenomenal shit.
They do though. That's the common thing that they show you. How
So
they
I've had those videos on TikTok, and anyone wants to see them. Fantastic. I captured the ghost of Dolores coming through, and just phenomenal stuff. She's right there peering in the mist and on me. I was like, oh my gosh, it's just bizarre shit that I would just be able to get, you know?
That's great. She liked you. She obviously liked you.
Well, she does, but I don't. She wants me to come with her to be dead, but she doesn't come with me.
Right?
So I'm like, I really don't want to die right now. And I don't know. She's honed in on me. Some of these ghost women are dead and they're after me, I guess. I don't know. I don't weird.
Yeah, those these tea attract the women from the other
I have
side.
dead ghost fans. I haven't had problems with the real people, and like the dead ghost fans or women are after me. It's like, oh my god.
And
Yeah,
how do you tell them that? I said that if I have to explain this to anybody, they're probably not right.
I know they think you're totally screwed, but it's true. It's all real. Like I have all the evidence. It's just phenomenal. And I want to mention, like as I was talking before, I just updated one of the videos I had, which is really really cool because I caught this demon attached. Okay, a demon taking garbage from a garbage bin. Now that sounds really stupid, but I don't know why. But I caught it on a security camera, so I'm watching it from my studio, out the garbage bin. And all of a sudden, this picture frame is big, and all of a sudden something just grabs it and goes right through the door, but burns the door with 3 claws burning into the door of the demon claws. It's fucking phenomenal. I go, whoa! So this is I actually sent it to Paranormal on camera, right? And they thought it was really cool too. And I'm sending it to Proof, you know, that other Proof show. Where's the proof? Or the proof is evidence only. So I think it's really cool. And that's actual capturing again paranormal demonic activity. Phenomenal shit.
That's amazing. So can we on the website I have kind of an area for people who have would it be okay if I post it so people could see what you're talking about and then give that website?
Sure.
And then your TikTok. Do you want to tell everybody where your TikTok is? Just so, and like I said, we'll link all of your links, social media in.
I don't remember what it is. It's just under Patrick Cross.
You sound like me. Yeah.
I think it's Patrick Cross 71. I can't remember the exact extension, but if you search it, it's Patrick Cross 71 on TikTok. But it has all the coolest videos there, and Instagram has some of them too. My latest one is that Patrick Cross Ghosts or Ghost Patrick Cross on Instagram, and that's the video I just posted of the demon thing. Very cool, of coming through, taking the garbage picture.
And you've got video and picture. It's crazy. It's crazy. I have so many paranormal. It's when you start seeing them pop out, it's just unbelievable.
And then my famous one, of course, is the one of the Thin Man, which they caught years ago at Emma's back porch, which is also my website. It's in full picture, full color, reverse, everything. Phenomenal stuff. As this guy, okay, he used to be, I don't know who he is, some British guy just haunting the bar. And he'd always appear in the bar. So one day I'm sitting. Pardon?
Are you talking about the Slender Man they talk about?
Yeah, no, it's called the Thin Man, our ghost that I got. Anyway, this guy's walking around all the time. He's a British guy, but I can never see him. I always would he just disappear. So one day I'm sitting in the bar and just taking pictures, flashing. All of a sudden, this thing appears at the end of the bar, huge, just like a tall guy, has no head, thin as hell, and he's got long arms and a long body, and just walks right through the wall. And I got him finally got him. I put on my website, I'm blowingghostwalks.ca, so you can see it. And it goes like, holy shit, phenomenal evidence, just phenomenal stuff.
That's awesome. So you like the skeptics, I would love to send them with you because that would be great to see. It's usually they're the ones that are running out anyway. But wow, how fascinating. What an exciting life though.
I've had so many people run away. Like I've had doing ghost tours, run away because I'm the only one that's standing there.
Goes half the tour. Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, thank you very much. Just bizarre.
That's awesome though. I love that stuff. I do. I feed off of it.
But again, I do it to help people. I don't do this to freak people out. I do it to help and fix things. So I'm always trying to help somebody if need, and if they have problems with ghosts and activity, I do it. I'm very open. No matter how famous I am, I'm all over the world, but I go all over the place. New York, LA, Germany, France. But, people call me and I will always try to help them best I can. I don't charge for investigations at all. I don't charge because I believe it's spiritual. It's whatever you
That's
give back. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't charge for psychic readings. I do readings, but I don't charge because it's supposed to be a gift from God, from the spirit energy, from the universe. That's why I don't charge. I help people.
so you do readings. I would love to see.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. But
Bet you are.
the one incident was really funny. I was doing this big convention in the CNE in Toronto on convention a couple years ago, and they had all these psychic mediums everywhere on tables and selling stuff and selling this. And I'm just there at my stuff, right? All my ghost stuff and all my promo and my pictures and my phone, and I'm signing autographs. And then this one woman comes back from one time. She's all upset. I did a reading. I spent like $70, and I'm all upset. And I never got anything out of it. I thought it was all wrong. And I go, okay, well, let me figure you out and read you, and I'll tell me if I'm right and see what you think. And you don't have to pay me anything. And so I read her, and I told her all the things that were right, and all the things that the other guy didn't even say. And I said, well, you have this knee problem, and you have this problem going on, and you had that, and how come you didn't know about your surgery that you had? Go, holy shit. And she didn't say one word to me. And she goes, whoa! So she throws me $50. She goes back and blasts the other guy. You took all his ability from you. The real guy is over there. So all of a sudden, all these people come from all the other psychics lining up to see me, and I'm doing all the readings. I go, whoa, because I'm getting everybody right on, bang, right on, bang, right on. Holy fuck, Patrick's way better than this shit. And then the media comes down, City TV, and go, well, and they're supposed to interview everybody else. They interview me with all these people lined up, 20 people. They know everybody was pissed off and like,
I would have gotten in your line too. Yeah.
everyone pissed off because I get the one in it, and I'm not even supposed to be the medium there. It's like, oh my crap, it's hilarious as hell.
I love it. You're
Yeah.
just naturally like you know what I mean? You're just such a down to earth person. Like, it's so hard to tell people. Like, I always say, reach out and contact. Like, I'm so willing and open to answer any questions that people. I love it. Like, I think that you have such a great, grasp on
Well,
all this.
I like to have fun. I'm also a musician. I'm a rocker. I'm a rebel. And I hate conformity, but I'm still, just rock and rolling guitar, paranormal weird guy,
Oh, yeah. No, I love that. I love that. That's my generation for sure. I said I'm a degenerate from the Xers, so I'm proud. I said rock on. We need more people like that. We really do in the world.
And I have fun with it too, because you got to enjoy life, regardless of things happening. There's always a positive right at the end, right? There's always a rainbow. So you have to look at it like that. Things are maybe hard, but they always come. You always can come through if you're positive.
That's very true. Stay positive. You're right, because that the negativity, they want to grab onto that and latch onto that. So
yeah, and it's hard to find somebody who can believe in you as a person, right? Nowadays, everybody wants something. It's like, well, what can you do for me to help me? Not what can you do to take away everything I got, right?
Oh, so true. So true. That I've noticed such a flip in people too. It's that negativity they grasp onto. It's.
I mean, I work
people
with
need to get
celebrities.
excited about
I
stuff.
work with celebrities, and it's really hard for even celebrities to trust people because everybody wants something from them, right? So I work with Tom Cruise. I work with a lot of people. I work with Jodie Foster. And they're scared to even talk to somebody because they're so scared their fans are going to want something or use them, right? And they're down to earth. They really are normal people. But the management controls, they can't even, they're so scared of like living because they're like in a shell and they're in jail. They feel more, you think they're having a great life, but they're more scared to even interact anymore with anybody.
So true, though. That's so true. That's sad that you have to ask yourself that, but that's very true. To protect yourself, you really do. Man.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Your favorite? And I don't want to. I gotta keep you on here all day if I could. Can you tell me? I would love to invite you back on because we need a part 2 of this. If that's
Yeah. I've done part 3, part 4. We'll get back on. Go more shit going on.
I see all day, right?
Talk all day.
Yes. Oh my! I never get tired of the paranormal. I never get tired of the paranormal. So, and do you? Well, I guess I've kept you on here for 2 hours. So, can you tell me like one of your favorite, or I guess most intense ghost story that you have? or experience? I guess I
There's so
should.
many. I mean, I mean, really, it's a culmination of all the stuff I've experienced. So I think, oh, there's so many. Like, I think the worst ones, but are the good ones, are the demonic ones that came face to face. I actually got slime once too. So in my apartment
Oh,
building, I was investigating with my friend, and this was before all the other demon stuff happened. And I was going down the stairwell because it was also part of Indian ground, and the building was on Indian ground on graves. And I'm going up the stairs, and all of a sudden the stairwell, and Carolyn goes, "Well, there's something coming down the hall." And this was right around the time of Ghostbusters, the first movie came out, right? So I had no idea about this at all, and all things went flying in the air. And go open the door, and all of a sudden she looks and starts laughing, and it just goes splat. It's got all those white giants, some gooey ghost shit comes flying all over. She starts laughing at it. It's all dripping, and it's like whitish green, and it's just like, oh, I just got slime with ectoplasm, and it's all dripping. And it just all crystallizes and all falls on the ground. And she goes, "You just got slime," and we're just laughing about it. And I was like, crap, I was like some ghost, like, and it's like a real experience of, like, Ghostbusters, and it was just a bizarre thing. I thought that was the weirdest thing that happened too. Like, and then it didn't get hurt, but it's just like the movie.
yeah, yeah. When stuff like that happens, oh man, that's exciting. So I would love to, like I said, stay connected with you, and we'll definitely set up like part 2, part 3, whatever you're willing to do, because this is so fascinating. I love that stories get out there, and I love that people that actually care about this and care about this field are doing what you're doing. So I thank you very much for that. Like
I'm
that's
also
amazing,
I'm also here to educate people and help them in the proper way, right?
right?
Regardless of if some ghost group does this, if you don't know what you're doing, and you can cause more problem than you are than hurt. You can actually get hurt in a cemetery if you're walking around. What are you going to do when something attacks you, or you're there and somebody's getting, strangled, or can't breathe, or going into anxiety fits? Or you really have to know how to protect yourself and help others. So you should always go with another group. Don't go by yourself and pretend this is fun and cool. Because what if something happens? What if you fall down a well? What if you fall, like you say, you're in a building and you're locked in, or you can't get out? Or you
Right.
just, then what? Then what are you going to do? You got to look at safety first, and say, and being with a group. And if you can do that and learn from it, and not intimidate something and respect it, you'll get a lot of it. And it's educational, you learn a lot, and it's history, and you can apply it to an investigation.
And that's really understanding too. Like, I mean, the underlayers. You're just not in this reality. There's so many layers to it. And it's just, breaking that down. I have such a fascination. I have to find out for myself, get those answers. So I absolutely love this. This is great. You're like, I love it. I absolutely love it. But I want to thank you so much for coming on. And I guess, too, that everybody's been fascinated with this guitar and the story and the slime, and so I'd love to put pictures up. And
Yeah, they're all there on my website too, and you can hear the video and the interview of the haunted guitar. There's a link on my webpage as well for that. Um, and it's just fantastic stories that I was glad that I was able to relay it, and people published it, and I got it out in the media. And I've been on Ghost Magazine. I've been on all kinds of TV shows, radio shows,
you have
explaining
an
explaining what I
impressive
do and what the hell chases me all over the place too. So that's another story.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I guess you'll have to stay tuned for part 2 and check out
I'm
Patrick when
just
he comes
saying
back. So
hi from the other
I love
side.
it. I love it. Yeah, so I really want to thank you. I've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I can't wait to get this out and really like have you back. This is amazing.
And
So
thank you for
I
having
mean,
me too, because I go on a lot of shows, but I have to say a lot of people are skeptical at first. They're just doing a show and they go, "Wow, this is great. Have this guest, have this guest." But if you don't believe in it, what's the point of having the guest if you don't believe it yourself, right? If you don't believe and
right,
follow
there's that
what you're
excitement,
gonna do, and
right?
you just want ratings, it's not gonna do that, because um how do you know the guy's fake? How do you know the guy's real? If you don't have credential abilities, I know some people do it for 2 years and they're still learning. I'm still learning. I've been doing this for 30 years, but I consider myself the same as everybody else. we're still learning the paranormal, no matter how much experiences you have.
I mean, you've I think out of all the people I've talked to, you've definitely had the most impressive. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, it just goes. I mean, 30 years, and somebody's really got that passion. They really got that for the field. Like there's not that excitement if you don't believe in it and you're skeptic. It's gonna create that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've actually thought about quitting so many times because I've just been either attacked, bitten, hurt, cut, scratched, lit on fire. I go, why am I
but
why am I
hold on, but
exposed to
literally,
this? Is worse than my ex. At least my ex didn't do that, but you know what I mean? That's another thing, but,
yeah, right.
there's many times I go, I'm just going to quit. I don't know why am I exposed to getting killed off here, but like, again, I do it because I like it, I'm passionate, and, I want to learn from it always something.
And you're great. Yeah, like I said, you're probably one of the most down to earth, like quote unquote celebrities. Like, I mean, because you've definitely got an impressive resume. If you guys have not checked out Patrick, you really need to. Like, I mean, the list keeps going on and on. I said I could have been here all night, like going through and just.
We can
I mean,
keep
it
going
was
on. We can go,
weird.
it's funny because on a last note, when I do ghost tours, uh, people are so intrigued with all my stories. We just go back to the bar and we're drinking all night and talking about ghost stories. Who cares about walking anywhere? We got so much shit going on here. We can get this all night. It's like cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's right from the source too. I mean, you share this in second person. You don't get to talk to the person that happened to. So, I mean, this is like great. It really is.
And all my
So
pictures are on there for the last 10 years or more. So it's documenting all the stuff I've done, all the ghost activity, all the orbs, all the experiences we had. So been one hell of a ride, that's for sure.
that's awesome. I've been glad that I got to jump in on this part. I'm like, yeah, this is great. So again, I want to thank you so much for coming on, and I'll be right in contact with you when we shut this down to get you up for next show because I'd like, if anybody else, I'm curious to find out more about you. I mean, like you're just so fascinating. You
Well,
really
thank
are.
you.
So
Thank you
I
for having me and,
do
and
appreciate
giving me the opportunity to express myself ghostly.
anytime. Yeah, I'm like pro ghost over here. I'm cheering you on. So definitely. And so I'll get those links, and for everybody who's listening to, I'll get those links out for you so you're able to look at it firsthand and see Patrick's. I mean, I've seen it and I've gone through his stuff, and I'm telling you that I was like impressed. Like I've seen probably so much of it, but this is one story you definitely have to check out. So,
Yeah, thank you very much. I guess,
yes, thank
as I
you.
said, pictures and videos speak for themselves. I could talk all day, but unless you have evidence, you really don't have nothing. And that's why, like, the proof is out there, right? For sure.
And you got to find it. You do. It's out there. It's out there, and you got to find it. But that's so true. So maybe we can get some of those pictures up there, and then by the next time, people can kind of check into it for themselves. See why I'm so excited. You're so excited. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So again, I want to thank you so much for giving up. I know I kept you on here for a couple hours without a break, which usually I do. But I just really appreciate it.
No, no, I
It's
like
been
coming on shows because I like expressing myself and again, helping people and learn things and exploring it and having fun with it, right? Because paranormal can be fun too. It doesn't have to be all evil and bad and Zach Bagans is killing everybody off and this and that. It can be fun and entertaining because it's all spiritual. It's all what we're learning in life, right?
Yeah, that's so true though. It is
Mm.
that the most exciting like times I think are like it's paranormal. Like there's just a whole new level. I mean, people have to have that excitement again in life. It's like they don't have that. It's ever since like that seems like the last 4 years. It's like I tell people, plan something that excites you. If it's just something that's I go to the ghost hunting. So yeah, I'm with
And,
you on
and
that.
I do go to other conventions coming up in the U.S. So hopefully I'll be in
Oh,
Tombstone, Arizona. I'll be in Vegas. I'll be in L.A. I'm always trying to be there as an appearance guest speaker, and I love talking to people and telling my stories and all the interactions. So
I could listen to you all day. I really could. Yeah, that's like amazing. But yeah, you keep us up to date too on where you're going to be, so people, we've got listeners all over. A lot of them, Canada, UK, like Australia, all that area. So if you're going in those areas, I know people would love, love, love to
and
come
they
down and
probably
have.
know me already because my calling card is all over the world, all over Canada, U.S. So they can just punch me up anywhere, and they go, "Oh no, he's there again."
No, I'd be like, yeah, we're going. That would be so amazing, though. I'd jump on that ghost tour just to talk to you, like ask you some questions. So that's great, great.
Well,
Know to
thank you
head
very
to the
much. I
local bar
appreciate it very
after.
much. And you've been a great host, and stayed not haunted.
Yeah, as I say, let's bring the paranormal. So definitely. So I'll catch everybody up again. Patrick, thank you so much for coming on. You've been like, I don't know, I feel like rejuvenated again about excitement. So I want to thank you for that. And like I said, we'll have you back soon and kind of keep everybody up to date. Great. Yes,
Happy
thank
hauntings.
you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yes, yes. All right. And I'll be, like I said, after I stop the show, I'll definitely be in contact with you and we'll get that set up because I
Yeah, for
don't know
sure.
about anybody else, but I'm super excited. Yeah. Awesome.
For
Well,
sure.
thank you again. And then we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. All right. Like, how exciting is he? Like, as a guest, for real, like, you can talk to him all day. Anybody I'm telling you right now, check Patrick out. He's great. He's great. Do your research. Do your research because you start looking at those photos and he's got some amazing. Like I said, I don't put anybody on here without vetting them personally. And I went through and I was like, man, there's so much here. So I'm so excited that we get to bring the story back. To everybody, I thank you again, and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a great show too with Joseph Grimm. So I'll see you at 2 p.m. Well, I guess 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know I have a little bit of an issue with that time change. Yeah, great. So everybody have a wonderful weekend, and on behalf of SNX Radio, I want to thank you so much. And man, what a great guest! I mean, really, I'm blown away. Blown away. I want to hear more about the sliming, about all this stuff. I mean, you don't get to hear this very often from people. So, again, thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. I absolutely love this guest. Love, 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 love. And here we go with our outro.
Woke up with a smile, sunlight on my face, gonna make it worthwhile. Feel the good vibes embrace. Step into the street, music in the air, move into the beat. No worries to declare. We're chasing happiness in every way we can, living in the moment like a never-ending dance. Chasing happiness, not a single day's planned. Together we are stronger, hand in hand. Laughing with my friends, echoes in the park, joy that never ends, even when it's dark. Stars shine in the night, mirror in our eyes. Everything feels right underneath the skies. We're chasing happiness in every way we can, living in the moment like a never-ending dance. Chasing happiness, not a single day's planned. Together we are stronger, hand in hand. Hand in hand. Laughing with my friends, echoes in the park, joy that never ends, even when it's dark. Stars shine in the night, mirror in our eyes. Everything feels right underneath the skies. We're chasing happiness in every way we can, live on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Summation X radios glow. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, to the beat we own. Oh, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're alive, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, dare to the beat we own. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to life. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, dare to the beat we own. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, dare to the beat we own. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the journey, come on, let's go. Feel it. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. So right, Summation X radios glow. Oh go. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, dare to the beat we own. Come with us and let it go, go, go. When mysteries are shown, dare to the beat we own. Come with us and let it go, go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Summation X radios glow. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, dare to the beat we own. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the burning, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow so bright. Summation X, radio glow, on go. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own. Come with us and let it go, go, go. Mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own. Come with us and let it go, go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Summation X, radio's glow. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're alive, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the burning, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow so bright. Summation X radio glow. In the night we'll ride the show into the unknown. When mysteries are shown into the free we own. Come with us and let it go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Summation X radio's glow. In the night we'll ride the show into the unknown. When mysteries are shown into the free we own. Come with us and let it go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're alive, it's just the start. Into the unknown. When mysteries are shown to the free we own. Come with us and let it go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to life. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown. When mysteries are shown to the free we own. Come with us and let it go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown. When mysteries are shown to the free we own. Come with us and let it go. Feel the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. So right, Summation X radio's glow. In the night we'll ride the show into the unknown. When mysteries are shown to the free we own. Come with us and let it go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Summation X radio's glow. In the night we'll ride show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're alive, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to life. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the burning, come on, let's go. Feel it. Oh yeah. Where the stars and secrets flow, so bright. Summation X, radio's glow, oh no. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go, go. To the feet we own, come with us and let it go, go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Summation X, radio's glow. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets glow so bright. Summation X radio glow. Oh no, in the night we'll ride the show into the unknown. Unknown, when mysteries are shown. Into the free we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. To the beat we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets glow. Summation X radios glow. In the night we'll ride the show into the unknown. Unknown, when mysteries are shown. To the beat we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're alive, it's just the start. Into the unknown. Unknown, when mysteries are shown. To the beat we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to life. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown. Unknown, when mysteries are shown. To the beat we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown. Unknown, when mysteries are shown. To the beat we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. Feel the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets glow so bright. Summation X radio glow. Oh no, in the night we'll ride the show into the unknown. Unknown, when mysteries are shown. To the beat we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. To the beat we own. Come with us and let it go. Go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets glow. Summation X radios glow. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're alive, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to life. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the journey, come on, let's go. Feel it, oh yeah. Where the stars and secrets glow so bright. Summation X radios glow, oh no. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the beat we own. Come with us and let it go, go, go. When mysteries are shown, dance to the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Summation X radios glow. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the feet we own, come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the feet we own, come with us and let it go, go. Feel the journey, come on, let's go. Feel it. Oh yeah. Where the stars and secrets flow so bright. Subnation X radio's glow. Oh no. In the night we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the free we own. Come with us and let it go, go, go. When mysteries are shown, dance to the beat we own. Come with us and let it go, go. Take the journey, come on, let's go. Oh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. Subnation X radio's glow. In the night we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, into the beat we own. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're alive, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown. When mysteries are shown, to the feet we own. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the